Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Happily Depressed podcast. As always, I'm Patrick,
Hey, I'm Brandon. What's up, guys?
and let's stop with the formalities and let's just get into it.
Yep, you know who we are by now if you've listened. If you haven't, I guess, then now you know.
And go back and listen to episode 1 if you haven't
Yeah,
listened.
we've got 3 other episodes out, so you got more than enough time to catch up.
2 other good episodes out.
Yeah, 2 other good, one It's all right. We're learning here. We're learning. So Patrick, we're gonna get really down to the nitty gritty right now. Is the crypto market a scam?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? If we look at the data here, in January of this year, Bitcoin was sitting at $50,000 and $50,800.
Mm-hmm.
Today, it sits at $16,300.
Yep.
So it's lost basically $35,000 worth of value.
Uh huh.
I don't know if scam is the right word that I would use, but the word that I've been using for years, volatile, would
Yeah. Okay.
certainly fit.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate statement to make about the crypto market. Volatiles, definitely what it's always probably been known as.
Mhm.
A little less safe of a choice. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that the majority of crypto isn't a scam. I think there are definitely some scams out there. I think NFTs are a joke and a scam.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of cryptocurrencies are scams in a way for someone to attempt to, get a bunch of money from somebody and promising that they're going to get their money back plus some, and then it never happens. But I think a lot of cryptocurrencies have the potential, just like stocks. Um, I think the main ones that you can be safe with are like Ethereum, Bitcoin, things that
Litecoin.
yeah, things that are just um, they're going to recover. It's just to how much are they going to recover? You know. With that, do you think it will recover at any point?
So I don't think it's ever going to be back to where it was, but I just I'm going to point out about 8 months ago at this point, 6 months ago at this point, we were having this exact same conversation, and
Yeah.
you swore to me it would bounce back,
Uh huh.
and it has just fallen more.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So, for those listening who are interested in this topic at all, I personally invested quite a bit into Bitcoin, um, and I'm hurting a little on the watching it. It hurts to watch. It does. I've been holding out hope. I haven't given up in hopes that it does just like skyrocket in the other direction, which, like we talked about, volatile certainly could, or it certainly could go down to $10 a coin. We just don't know. But
If I were a betting man, I'd say it is not going to come back until, if it comes back at all,
yeah,
it will not be until after the world is out of a recession.
yeah, and yeah, that also begs the question: do you think so? So the main argument for crypto was that it wasn't any way, shape, or form connected to the stock market, right? But it appears that it is very heavily connected to the stock market.
Yeah. Well, I think the dilemma is, while it's not connected to the stock market in the sense of it doesn't matter what a company does or doesn't do with their individual practices to make it go up or down, the stock market is still a pretty good indicator of the economy as a whole.
Yeah,
And so when the stock market's down, that usually means the economy's down, which usually then means people don't have extra money to be spending on things like crypto or going out and buying things that make the stock prices go back up. So
yeah,
it's one of those it's that meme, well, yes, but technically no sort of thing.
yeah. I would agree that it's just it's a little disheartening to be invested in it and to have hopes of it recovering, but in the back of my head, I think, man, it might not. Actually, more than half of me probably thinks it's not going to. But again, the economy is in such a bad place compared to where it was last year or the year before that. I mean, a lot could change if the economy takes a upward swing.
Yeah, I mean, really, the time to get in Bitcoin was March of 2020.
Yeah.
And then you wanted to sell that bad boy in, let me pull it up here.
It got up to what, 69 or 60 something thousand
Yeah,
dollars?
almost 70. So
Yeah.
in March of 2020, it was $5,000 a coin. And in December of 2021, it was almost $70,000 a coin. So
Those
so
boys, yeah.
that was really the time that you needed to have Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If you bought it after that, fucked. If you bought it much before that, I mean, you're probably fine because you probably sold it for a peak anyways.
Yeah, yeah. Even if they bought it before that, that's just like the lowest it was to purchase in a long time. But if you bought it before that, you're probably still all right if you sold.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 years before that, it had a spike in 2017 up to about 15.
Yeah.
But then it was sitting in that $3,000 to $8,000 range for most of the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And really 2021 is when that big jump came.
Yeah. It sucks to look at. I'm hopeful, but I've already come to terms with I may have lost a good chunk of my life savings. So good thing I'm only 29, right?
Yeah, and have a wife that has a solid paying job.
Yeah. I'm a 2-income household.
Yeah,
both incomes aren't bad at it. Yeah, no kids, just full of animals, but no, both our incomes are nice, so I'm not like overly hurt about it. And I have a job that is going to provide me potential retirement someday. But did I want that? Did I want to hit big on that and buy a bunch of Bitcoin and then be able to sell it and have millions of dollars to be able to use later in life? Sure, yeah. I'll say that I have right about one coin, so it hurts.
Yeah, and I remember when you fully purchased that basically one coin.
Yeah. Yep, I have one coin and it hurts. If it gets back, even if it ever reaches...
Oh, my goodness.
I
Here
know,
we go
I
again
know.
if it gets back.
Listen. If
it has the best year in the history of Bitcoin, you can break even.
I can get a little more than even, man. I could make like 10, 20 bucks. Solid profit, in my opinion.
I think the issue is until a major world government says this is our official crypto, it's never going to be predictable.
Yeah, and I think that the only chance of that is a Middle Eastern country or an Asian country using that as their like currency. But
it's some European Union countries, like
maybe
Germany or Denmark or somebody like that.
Yeah, I think the biggest chance would be like Saudi Arabia.
People that are trying to launder their money easily.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Less restrictions. Exactly. Big oil money that they want to put in offshore accounts and things like that.
Maybe the Cayman Islands.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a good one. Yeah, they're basically a spokesperson for offshore accounts. So
yeah, they're what, Swiss 2.0?
Yeah, yeah. I don't even think people use Swiss nearly as much as they use the islands anymore. I think the Swiss kind of probably locked down Panama, a little bit more.
Are the two biggest at this
Are
point,
they?
Right? We're not Swiss. Cayman and Panama are probably.
Yeah, I don't know about Panama, but
Panama. No, Panama's a really big. Not as big as maybe Swiss or Caymans, but it's still a very big safe haven for money that people that get it in less than ethical ways try to hide it there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, didn't know that. Good to know in case I ever, hit big with some really shady business dealings.
Yeah, if you ever seize a whole bunch of drugs on an arrest, you know where you can put that money from selling it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Cool. So I'm going to have an IA meeting in the morning. Sick.
Sounds like a whole lot of not my problem.
It's not, but I'm going to make it yours if I get in trouble, bud. My business partner here.
Yeah, this was the guy that was supplying everything for me.
Dude, he has a whole cookhouse. Yeah. Yep, under oath and everything.
Yep. Well, at least we'll probably be cellmates.
Dude, if we're cellies, it's cool. We can watch each other's butts, make sure we don't get,
I don't need you watching my butt.
I heard he watch it all the time, dude. All right. We'll go to the next.
We've exhausted crypto.
Yep.
Okay. So we are going to try a new segment here on the show.
Per some requests.
Yeah. Well, not really this part, but the new segment is the conspiracy theory of the week. It's the conspiracy theory of the week. It's the conspiracy theory of the week. That was an incredibly niche reference that maybe only one person, Jake, I'm looking at you, maybe only one person will have got. But, all right, so this week's conspiracy theory coming to us from the Joe Rogan Experience.
Obviously, the podcaster everyone wants to be.
Yeah, the
Everyone's
greatest
the greatest podcaster to ever live. Yeah, Joe.
So, Brandon, how familiar are you with the theory that Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's son?
So I have not been familiar with that theory ever until, I don't know, you just like picked my brain a couple weeks ago and mentioned it.
And then we immediately stopped talking about
yeah,
it.
Yeah. The text thread's pretty hilarious. It's like, no, I've never heard about it, but wow, you showed me a few pictures. We started talking, and then you said, "Shut the fuck up. We're gonna talk about it next week." So that's to the extent of me knowing about this theory.
Yeah. So, for anyone that's not familiar with it, I'll try to put a picture somewhere on the screen now of the two of them side-by-side pictures. They look identical, for one thing, which that in and of itself not really a damning thing. But there are pictures of Justin Trudeau's mother with Fidel Castro, with Castro holding Trudeau's younger brother, and it literally looks like a father holding his newborn son. He's like smiling at the baby, and Justin's mom is like smiling into Fidel Castro's eyes, and Trudeau's dad is nowhere to be found in this picture, or his alleged dad. I guess his real dad is in the picture. But then you can go on, and a lot of their policies with what Trudeau's trying to do with Canada are fairly similar, like silencing people that talk bad about you or have any disagreements by calling them racist, bigots, homophobes.
Just time out. Trudeau is saying that people are racist if they don't agree with him?
Yes. So
the guy who painted himself black multiple times for blackface?
In his own words, has done blackface so many times he cannot count.
Interesting take, Justin.
That is a slightly paraphrased quote, but almost word for word what he said. So
odd. Okay, continue. Sorry, I just was curious about that.
Yeah, so especially with the whole truckers striking, was that earlier this year? Late last year?
I think that was last year, but yeah.
Within the last 18 months, with the truckers striking, he was just calling them racist and bigots and all sorts of defamation. Just blanket banning whatever he feels like doesn't need to be there. It is like his policies of late are Cuba in the 60s, essentially, right as they're coming into communism.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's definitely turning Canada into a communist state just little by little.
Canada, if you need some freedom, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll make the call. We'll get some people up there.
Yeah.
51st state.
The 51st state, all of Canada.
Yes, all of it.
You are now the US of A as well.
A country with almost the same landmass as ours will be one state.
Yes, correct. It is called New Montana.
North Montana.
North Montana. No, so I'm looking up on Google, right? So I typed in Justin Trudeau, and the third or fourth one down was Justin Trudeau, Fidel Castro. Yeah. As well as I am Google imaging, and the first picture you sent me last week or 2 weeks ago did not do it for me, right? I even said it. I was like, I don't know. Then you sent me one of Fidel younger, and I was like, oh, okay, I can see it.
They have the exact same eyes and
nose. So I'm looking at it right now, and then they also posted one where Fidel was a little bit older and Justin now, but this one was a better angle. The nose, the eyes, the eyebrows are
big ass fucking forehead,
and the ears. Yep. It is almost just unbelievable that if you look at this genetically wise, like that Justin has that dude's genetics.
Is that the one with Trudeau or not Trudeau? Castro in the beret, smiling. Is that
No,
the one you're talking
no,
about? Because I'm
no.
looking at another one that's the same way, and they've got like the same cheek dimples around the nose.
Yeah, it's really the nose for me. That's what does it.
Yeah,
Because it's
nose and eyes
it's a pretty big nose and like a very it's very pronounced in a very specific shape. And both of them have that very specific. Their eyebrows, while yes, Fidel maybe needed a trimmer for his.
Well, so does Trudeau in the one I'm looking at.
Oh, okay, yeah, Trudeau's look
old
better.
Unibrow Justin. There.
Yeah, and the ears and just like overall, just the face is, the more I see it, and the more I might be on board with this theory.
Yeah, so the thing about most conspiracy theories is they've got something that you could be like, okay, that makes sense. You see a picture of the two of them together, and then the picture of Trudeau's mom and how she's like lovingly looking at Fidel, and that's
the creepy one.
Sense.
Yeah.
So you get something like those two pictures, and then you can make anything sound.
Which do we know the backstory as to why his mom was there, or
I have no idea.
That just makes it even more weird. Like, yeah. is author reveals how Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau really is. There's so many things about this that you could just go down a crazy rabbit hole. And if he is, who cares at this point? It is what it is. That's your dad. He's dead. He's a dead commie. But it makes it more interesting, the policies he likes. That's what's more interesting about this than anything. That's like saying like Hitler's great-great-great-granddaughter is now of age to run for, she probably doesn't have the same ideals as Hitler did. If she does, obviously that's, not good. But it's just interesting because Trudeau is implementing very similar kind of ideals in Canada.
It's like communism light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like just enough communism that people won't try and overthrow you. But like enough to where it's like, oh shit, you are really taking away people's freedoms.
Well, but also if we look at any communist nation in the past, what have they done? How do they start? They start with the more light things, then you get into limiting free speech.
Yeah.
So Canada has a policy where they can throw you in jail for certain speech.
That's outrageous. That's just
then,
unbelievable.
Usually what happens once free speech starts to go is the very next thing that communist leaders do is get rid of all the guns in the public's hands.
Yeah.
In the last 6 months, we have seen 2 blanket bans regardless of your stance on firearms.
If you have a stance on firearms that entails you taking away any person's right to defend themselves, I don't want you watching this podcast anyway. Yeah, so fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they probably turned that off after the
episode. You're probably not watching anymore, but if you still have that stance and you're here, go fuck yourself. Continue,
but also,
sorry.
Even if that is your stance, to say one person can just decide what the populace does is wild. If you want to say, oh, well, Congress voted on this and it went that way, that's fine. We can disagree, but at least it went through the democratic process.
Yeah.
At that point. Trudeau has just said, nope, you can no longer buy any handguns. And then, nope, you can no longer buy any rifles. And all those rifles are now illegal, so turn them in, bitch.
Is it every single rifle within the country?
Every single semi-automatic rifle.
Okay, so bolt actions still are okay for the hunters.
For the time being, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
The next thing I bet will be semi-automatic shotguns.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Then you will see bolt-action rifles go, and then will be all guns.
Yeah,
that'll be the progression. Is my guess.
Well, yeah, and it's going to progress quicker than you think, considering how quickly he's decided these past 2 decisions, and he basically just
decided like, hey, he doesn't like him.
He's just like, yeah, hey, it's my decision. Everyone else can fuck off. And obviously that's unacceptable for a leader of a country of free people, or should be free people. But obviously Canada needs some freedom.
Yeah, they got any oil up there?
Yeah, they do have a lot of oil. They just don't. I don't
Hey.
think they do it. They mine it or anything.
Hey, we don't have to mine in the U.S. We'll just do it in Canada.
Yeah, after we free you,
Yes.
we
It's
do
like
love our oil.
Dave Chappelle with the crack. You got scratchy neck. Y'all need any freedom up there?
Y'all got any oil up there?
Yeah.
America looking for World War III.
No, that wouldn't be world.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because also it would be a NATO country attacking a NATO country. So, how does NATO work in that situation?
Probably just who they side with, depending on the circumstances. I'm assuming. So.
Yeah.
But then it's like U.S. versus all of NATO countries. It's still U.S. Yeah. So we're kind of going off track on the. We're starting to get into world wars
we're
and
way
NATO.
Off track. We're not kind of. We are way off track at this
Moral
point.
of the story: Trudeau is in fact Fidel Castro's son.
And I'll throw some pictures up on the screen in editing here to show exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's uncanny.
It is pretty odd. It definitely is, especially the younger stuff. Because Fidel's face hasn't aged yet, and he's about that age that Trudeau.
So.
Well, no, I meant in those pictures specifically.
Oh,
Fidel was around the age that Trudeau's around, or he's a little bit older. Fidel looked old as fuck for basically his whole damn adult life. This dude just looked old.
Yeah.
He looked old and homeless. But
Well, he had a new assassination attempt every day, so he basically was homeless his whole life.
also, I mean, communism and taking care of yourself usually don't go hand in hand.
No. The leader, usually you're good.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's the not sleeping because people are trying to kill you all the time that makes you age.
That'll do it.
So the not sleeping part, you can actually see if you look at pictures of Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, right before the war, and today, he looks like he's aged 15 years.
Well, yeah, dude. The amount of war
Stress
going on.
and not sleep will make you age incredibly fast.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, back.
I think that's a good wrap up for that.
Yeah,
we exhausted it. We had a good little run there.
Yeah, I think it gets people thinking. Let us know what you think, though. I'd like to see the comments section go wild on this.
Nice.
Argue, please argue with each other. I like seeing that, and I want to know your opinion.
And we'll probably jump in too.
Yeah, I want to know your guys' opinion on whether or not Trudeau is Castro's father, which probably like a 90% chance he is. So
probably. And as I'm sure you all have figured out at this point, we like to do a draft pretty much every episode.
I think we've missed out only one time.
Oh, I think we've gotten one every time.
Well, we did the porn star draft. We did.
Well, okay, I guess we averaged to one an episode.
Yeah.
We did two the first, and then last week we.
That's fair. Yep. All right.
So this week is completely off the wall.
I would agree. I was pretty surprised to hear this topic because Patrick and I usually discuss topics, and then we try and come up with half of the topics ourselves, and then we come together and mesh and figure out what stays and what goes. This one stayed.
Well, we didn't have anything else.
That's true. Yeah, it barely stayed. It's here.
We've got a really good one for next week. And
yes.
I think we're even going to have a guest next week.
Maybe a special guest, our first guest on the pod.
Really excited for that, but we'll get to that next week. This week's is the top 5 kitchen items.
Yeah. So
honestly, I think we don't even clarify that. We just go with it and see where each of our drafts land.
Yeah, I would agree.
You want? I've got a coin flip simulator up here.
Yep.
Want to call heads or tails?
Yep, heads.
And oh my God, this is taking forever. It is heads.
All right. Okay.
What do you for me? What's your number 1 kitchen item?
The number 1 kitchen item is going to be the oven.
Okay, that's a really good.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much I have to say when it comes to being able to. You can almost just about make anything in an oven if you don't have anything else to use but the oven. You can reheat things. You can dethaw things. It's probably the most useful thing in the kitchen, in my
Did
opinion.
you just say de-thaw?
Yeah. Defrost.
It's
defrost.
just thaw, Brandon.
De-thaw.
De-thaw would be freezing
I
something.
put defrost and and thaw as one. So regardless of that, thawing things out / basically defrosting them. You can do that on a lower heat, what a microwave can do. It's basically just, it's the most useful thing for cooking, in my opinion. And stove will also include the stove top. So it's the whole stove, right? Come on, it's the whole stove. Oh, or did I say oven?
You said oven.
All right, okay, that's fair. All right, we'll let stove top be another one. Oven still is my first pick.
Yeah, if they didn't make separate oven and stoves,
yeah, you're right.
You can buy either or.
Yep, you're
if
right.
They didn't do that, I would give it to you, but
nope, that's fair.
Do make separate.
I will agree, and I'll take that decision. That's fine. I agree. All right, Patrick, your first pick.
I mean, the oven is the number one pick. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah.
The oven is number one. So the nice thing is, what I would pick, then I don't have to there, because you basically already got it. I'm going to take the refrigerator.
Yes. Very worthy of that first pick as well for you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going oven, you got to go fridge. Because
Yep.
once you cook the said items, where you're going to keep them.
/ freshness of food.
Freshness of food. Yeah. And there's a lot of items that you don't even need to cook. You just get them at the store, throw them in the fridge, take them out and eat them when they're ready.
Yep.
Or when it's time. So
I
still think oven's an overall better number one, but fridge is not too far behind.
Yeah. And honestly, part of me thinks the fridge might be more important because it keeps the food fresh, and you can eat cold food if it's already cooked versus if you had to survive, a fridge would be more useful in my opinion because you can make a fire outside, things like that. But a fridge keeps fresh food fresh longer, as well as just the ability to, like, the things you can still, like milk, water, any kind of drink,
you're not
and
having
then
milk if you don't have a fridge.
Then yogurt, stuff like that, where it's already made, it's done. It just needs to stay cool. So both of those, it's a toss up. But honestly, the fridge might be more important in my eyes if it came down to like survival.
Assuming you don't live somewhere that's just cool all the time, when you could just keep stuff outside.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're living,
There are very few places that are below 40 degrees year round.
And even then, it's like, it wouldn't be. It almost is still not cold enough to keep things fresh. 40 degrees is, I guess that's pretty close.
40 degrees is perfectly fine.
Yeah,
the danger zone is 41 degrees to 141 degrees. So
I know. Yeah,
as long as you're 40 degrees or less, your food is safe to eat.
That's fair. All right, second pick for me is going to be the microwave. Another pretty simple one for me is the microwave, based on the quickness you can heat things up,
especially with your diet most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, and also leftovers. I like leftovers, and reheating them is much easier there. I think it's a very useful tool, and I think it's very important to have. So,
in fact, the microwave was my grandmother's favorite kitchen appliance that she ever owned. Yeah,
it's good to know. Were banquet meals her favorite meals, or?
I have no idea. She died when I was like 8, so I don't even remember.
That's fair. All right, yeah. All right, yep, microwave number 2 for me.
Let's see. I probably need to pick an item to cook something with at this point, don't I? We're going to go the air fryer.
Yes. It's not a need, but it's a great want and a great tool to have.
Well, especially if I can't grab oven or microwave to cook.
Yep. Yeah.
Although I would say 95% of the things I cook as a single male, it's in the air fryer.
Yeah. I'd say 80% of the things I cook as a married male are in the air fryer.
Now, the more people you get to prepare for, the less the air fryer becomes useful. But when it's just one person making a single serving thing, there's really no. I couldn't tell you the last time I cooked something in my oven.
There's no need to.
Yeah.
Not when you're a single male where you're just cooking for yourself. I mean, you just throw 20 frozen nuggets in that thing, and it makes those nuggets far superior to getting them anywhere else.
Oh yeah,
They're so fucking good.
Almost as fast as the microwave.
Yeah,
with crispiness like it came out of the
Yep.
oven.
That's the main thing is you get the actual crisp instead of just like soggy, frozen to unfrozen with the real soft breading. Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants it, but we've all done it hundreds of times.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and especially like now, there's so many people coming out with legitimately good recipes that you make in the air fryer.
Oh, yeah. There's whole sections on like recipe sites that are just dedicated to air fryer recipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredibly convenient.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay.
Now for number 3.
So we're just going full on anything in the kitchen, basically.
Any kitchen item.
All right, we're switching it up a little. We're going away from cooking a little, and we're going to the cleaning aspect. Dishwasher.
Oh, okay.
I lived, when I was in the Marine Corps, I rented a home, and it did not have a dishwasher.
Ugh.
I cannot tell you how horrible it is to live without a dishwasher compared to living with one. It makes dishes so much easier to do. I don't even have a problem doing dishes. Like, I'm just like, yeah, that's like my chore around the house. When it comes to the dishes and laundry, she does laundry, I do dishes, and I would never switch her. She couldn't pay me enough to switch her. The dishes is just so easy. Just throw it in there as long as there's not a bunch of food on it, and just let it do its thing. And,
even if there is, most of them have that power setting anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Exactly.
It's not good for the dishwasher, all the food going down it, but
I usually rinse off everything just to make sure there's nothing other than maybe some things that just won't come off from like using the sink on the pressure thing where it's really, the faucet. But I think that invention itself has saved so much time and so much tears on dishes that it would be something that's got to be up high on my draft. So number 3, dishwasher.
Dishwasher's a great one. And it kind of forces my hand here. I wasn't going to take it yet. It was going to be my 4th or 5th pick. But I got to take the sink.
Yep. I knew that was coming. I figured that was coming now.
If the dishwasher's off the table, I got to go with the sink.
Yeah, quite important.
Yeah. It does more than the dishwasher, but it doesn't do anything quite as good as the dishwasher does with washing dishes.
Yep, dishwasher is like the first world problems. Like if you don't have it, it's first world problems. But it's amazing to have once you have it, and you don't want to live without it. But a sink is a true necessity.
Sink is a need.
Yeah. You have to have a sink, whether it be your water source for drinking, whether it be or just for cleaning in general. You gotta have it.
Yeah.
Good pick.
It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think we really need to talk too much about it.
Well, you decided that kitchen items draft was going in this podcast. We're going to thoroughly fucking explain why these kitchen items are important, Patrick.
You need to thaw things. You just fill up one side and soak it in there.
You're damn right.
Okay, I'm not actually listing every reason that you would need a sink. You guys get it.
All right, we're down to what, number 4 for each?
Number 4 each, yep. So we've each got 2 picks left.
I got to think hard on this. See here. All right, we're just gonna go stovetop here. That's, I mean, super important. Boiling water, searing things, heating things out. Again, self-explanatory. It's important. I think it'd be pretty hard to live without one. It'd be possible, but it would be hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, boiling water is super important for so many things.
Which I'm going to point out, you don't have a water source, and I don't think there's an option for
Whoa, easy. We're not picking things and then living with them only. That's not part of this. This was just things that we would like to see in the top of our draft that are important to us. Yes, a water source is important, but I'm going based off of the fact that I have the basic necessities in my kitchen when I'm picking these.
Except a water source.
Okay, well, I'm filling it up with the dishwasher. I guess that's where we're,
the hose from the back.
I guess that's what we're doing here. So, stovetop. Easy to go. Easy to go with. Yep. You're number 4.
I am going to go with Tupperware.
Hmm.
You get those leftovers that we talked about earlier from cooking whatever, you throw them in that, throw them in the fridge. I mean, there are other ways you can store them, but Tupperware is really the prime
Yeah.
prime way to store.
It is. It's perfect food storage. If not, we'd be doing it with bags. So.
Oh yeah.
Which there's a lot of meals that don't go in bags very well.
Yeah.
So.
Well is the key word. You can make any.
Oh yeah, I'll throw pasta in a Ziploc, but do I want to?
Eating chicken noodle soup out of a Ziploc just doesn't.
Do I want to? No. Can I? Sure. Yeah.
Babe, do you want the large Ziploc of chicken noodle or the small one?
Yeah. Chili in a Ziploc bag. Yeah. Yeah. So you get the point.
Yeah.
Not ideal. So
Tupperware, the far superior way of storing food.
The best, by far best way of storing food, leftovers or take home, take out, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, takeout? No, that shit's just staying in the container.
Well, yeah, but unless the container got damaged or something, you have to have Tupperware regardless. It's just good to have, yeah, to reheat in, things like that.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Though.
Yeah.
You don't reheat the styrofoam.
No, don't reheat
Not
styrofoam,
if you like
y'all.
being cancer-free.
Yeah, I've done it before on accident. On accident, and
I've done it intentionally.
Yeah, well, you're like, this is how I want to go, styrofoam.
Well, it melted, and I didn't end up getting to eat what I wanted, so...
That's the worst part, really.
Yeah.
It's not even that you might have cancer from it. It's that you didn't get to eat that meal.
Yeah, I don't care about that part.
Yeah.
The cancer part. That's probably going to happen anyways, but...
Yeah, that's basically just...
Can't eat my $14 meal left over.
Yeah, that's the real struggle. Also, side note on the Tupperware thing. A lot of restaurants have been given some really nice fucking Tupperware out. Like some shit where like you can wash it and reuse it, and it's just like, thank you. Thanks.
Every Chinese restaurant ever?
Yeah. Just 2 nights ago we had takeout, and that Tupperware is staying in my cabinet. It was beautiful. It was amazing.
So as a kid, we didn't go out to eat often, but when we did, it was almost always to a Chinese restaurant to get takeout. And every single time my mom said, don't throw that away. That is now our Tupperware.
Hell
home.
yeah. There's no...
So
yeah.
For like the first 18 years of my life, 95% of our Tupperware was from Chinese restaurants.
No need to go purchase it yourself if you're going to eat Chinese and get it for free. And also no need for the country crock butter to be your food storage when you go out to eat now. All right.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, give me the beans. They're in the Cool Whip container.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It has a B written on Sharpie on the top. That's how you know it's the beans.
With tape stuck onto it.
Yeah, exactly. Keeps the freshness in, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Number 5 for me, pots and pans.
Pots and pans are good.
Yep.
Yeah, you only get one of those. You don't get both.
All right. I'm going to go pot then, because if you're gonna force my hand here, a pot can be used for the same thing. It just might take a little longer to warm up, things like that.
Oh, yeah.
But you also get the opportunity to boil more water versus a pan. Obviously, you barely get to put any water in that. I could still sear something in there, things like that. I can make a whole pot of chili. Yeah, I can't do any of that with pans. So we're gonna go pot if you're gonna make me pick.
Big ass pan to boil and make spaghetti.
Exactly. So we're going pot for the...
No, yeah, pot is the clear favorite over those two.
Yeah,
not even a question.
Yeah, it's just way more versatile. So if I was stuck with one, pot. All right, last pick of the draft. It's on you.
I'll finish it off with...
Better be a good one.
It is going to be a good one. It is probably my most used item in the kitchen.
Knives.
A good chef knife.
Oh, did you hear me? I said knives.
Oh, did you know?
I did. Oh, man, I don't know if it came through. I said, it's going to be knives. And then you were like, a chef's knife.
A good chef knife is probably the most useful tool in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there are other things that we picked above that, but a good chef knife you can do anything with, pretty much. Anything that needs cut, you can do with a good chef knife.
Yeah, I would agree that it's very important. I mean, any veggie, any any fruit, anything that you need cut, meat that needs trimmed, things like that. It can all be done with that. Sure, there's knives that are more specific.
Have you ever tried cutting a tomato with a butter knife?
It just turns to mush is the problem.
Tomato sauce.
Yeah. It's tomato juice now. It is no longer a tomato. No, I agree that the amount of things you can do with that, it's incredibly versatile. I mean, peppers, onions, veggies, tomatoes, meat trim, basically anything you need cut can be cut with that.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to cut bread with it, but you certainly can.
If you take care of the knife and keep it sharp enough, you can.
Sure. Oh yeah.
It's just not ideal.
But if you're going to pick any knife or utensil, that's a pretty good one to pick.
Yeah.
It has so many purposes. So,
yeah.
Good call. That I think ends the kitchen draft, right?
Yeah.
That's
5 for each.
It definitely went better than I thought. We had at least enough to talk about, more than I thought we would. I was sitting here thinking, what the fuck, Patrick? A kitchen draft?
Well, yeah, and then you sit and think about it, and you go, "Oh, there is a million items we can choose."
You're right. Yeah, you're not wrong. I would agree that it ended up turning out better than I thought it would when it comes to the kitchen draft. I was skeptical.
Next week for a top 5 screwdriver draft. No.
Phillips head, flathead. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
I get.
There's stars and hex.
Sure. Yeah. A 10 millimeter.
That would probably be a socket, not a screw.
No, there's 10 millimeter for like Allen heads. There's metric and SAE standard. Yeah, exactly.
A million different.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not doing a screw.
Yes, please don't force me to do that. Please never bring that up again. All right. So
what do you got to finish us off here with, Brandon?
So this one's going to be pretty important, and I think it is a good discussion to have. So Patrick,
as the disclaimer we give every.
The disclaimer. Anyone under 18,
under 18, leave, go home. And if you're our family, we're not going to talk about this.
Yep. If you listen, it's on you. Don't bring it up to me at Christmas dinner this year. Like, I don't want to. We're not going to discuss it. There's nothing to be discussed. It's being discussed in the podcast. So
yes, we're fully covering our bases here.
Yeah. If you're under 18, go away. If you know us and don't like when we use profanity or talk about sexual things, go away.
Profanity, they probably didn't like the first 90 seconds. So
that's also fair. Okay. Patrick.
All right, now bring us in, Brandon.
Does Pete Davidson have a magic dick?
You know, when you first said this, I was like, that's stupid. And then I pulled up a list of his ex-girlfriends and girlfriends. Mm-hmm. And every single one is like supermodel attractive.
Yeah.
And he's like fell out of a tree and hit every on the way down. I don't know if it's so much that his penis is magic or it's just 3 feet long.
Massive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not like every okay. It's not not like every woman wants a man to have just a huge dick, but maybe these women specifically are wanting that, and they just happen to be popular movie stars and models, you know?
Yeah. So for those not familiar, here are some that you'll know. Ariana Grande.
Yep.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah. Which also, disclaimer, Kate Beckinsale is like double his age, which makes it even crazier. Because she's just like MILF status, and he's just like Pete Davidson.
Kim K.
Yep, Kim Kardashian.
And Emily Ratajkowski.
Supermodel.
Yes. Yeah, it's supermodel, woman that got famous for doing porn, supermodels, actress, famous
even
musician,
like
actress.
Who is this
supermodel?
Phoebe Dynevor?
Yeah,
she's gorgeous, but like, yeah, Bridgerton. She's in Bridgerton. There you go. For anyone who watches Bridgerton,
I don't even know what that is.
It's a Netflix show that a lot of women and younger girls like, so that's probably why. Yeah, the Kate Beckinsale one, that's wild. Who is he dating now? Because I thought I saw something, even like Carly Aquilino, another just smoking woman that is is
Oh, yeah,
dated.
he's currently with Emily Ratajkowski.
Oh, is that current? Wow, this is outrageous.
2022 to present.
Someone has to stop him.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, the question is: it magic or just big? Do you think he know? Do you think? What if he is just like the best in bed?
Hey, kudos. Nice job.
I don't think it could just be. You could have a big dick and like.
Yeah, no, he has to know what he's doing.
Yeah,
but
they just can't look at him in the
dream.
face.
For ugly dudes like me, Pete Davidson is like
Role
Pete Davidson's
model.
like the role model. Like an ugly dude with smoking hot women. Yeah.
And for a very average man like me, it makes me wonder what the fuck does this guy have, because he's so ugly. I'm sorry, Pete. You're hilarious. He's funny.
Yeah,
he's a funny guy.
God, he is ugly.
Yeah, dude. I look at pictures. Okay, so like there's some pictures where, like okay, so I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna rate this guy. I am a straight male, married straight male, but I'm gonna rate him. His best day, his best picture that I have ever seen of him. He is like a 6. Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. I'm so glad we can agree. He is a strong 6.
The proportions of his face are all wrong. He's got this big ass forehead.
Yeah,
these
sunken in
tiny eyes.
Sunken in
this
too.
Big fucking nose and this huge fucking mouth.
The mouth. He's like a cartoon caricature.
Yeah.
He's just. It's just ridiculous. But like, yeah, he is a solid 6 on his best day, and then you see other pictures, and he's like, some days he looks like a legit like 3.
He's like, did you ever watch the Nick Kroll Netflix show Big Mouth?
Yes,
he's like the main character.
He is. You're right. You give Pete Davidson a nice haircut, a nice outfit, do his hair nice, and he's a 6.
Yeah.
And then he's going
maybe a 7.
No, I would say the absolute highest I would ever give that man is a 6.5. I just don't know where. If you can send me a picture where he looks like a 7 to you, and I can agree. But
no.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he ever has.
Yeah,
I just think that's the highest. If you're being a little,
that's
generous.
A ceiling. Yeah, his ceiling is absolutely, to me, a 6.5, to you a 7. Regardless, 6.5s and 7s don't pull that on their own.
And the ceiling of his women out of 10 are like 17, 18.
Yeah.
35.
He's
like
he is just
he's pulling some of the most attractive women in the world.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's what people would call some of the most attractive women in the world. Kim K doesn't do it for me, but a lot of people throughout the past 10 years have thought her to be one of the most beautiful women on the planet. They do. Whether I agree or
Ray J though.
What's that?
I said Kim K did it for Ray J though. I guess also did it to Ray J, but
I was gonna say Ray J really mostly did it to her. But
that's true. She could come on her back in the video, right?
Everyone loves a good comeback story. Chris Pratt, we love you. Now
you want to talk about an attractive man?
Yeah, we can talk about Chris Pratt. Solid 10. That man's beautiful. No, but to talk about this just a little more, Pete Davidson.
Yes, please. Let's talk more about Pete's penis.
Yeah, it's gotta be 8 inches plus at least, and then
he's
it's gotta have
good size.
girth. It's gotta be girthy.
Know what he's doing.
Yep. There's just no way. There's no other way, and then they have to look away. It's gotta be doggy. There's no other way they could just look at him in his face the whole time. There's no way. And also, Pete, I'm sorry to roast your looks, but you've been roasted about it a lot, so it's not like it's anything new, really.
He's got some big-ass fucking lips too, in this picture.
All right. He does have
we're
big
at 50 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
I think we more than covered what we needed to.
That's fair.
Unless you'd like to talk about Pete Davidson's penis more or other males' penises, I think we're good.
See, and again, I've never seen Pete Davidson's penis. I'm just skeptical as to how it's happened.
We spent a good 20 minutes talking about it. So.
Well, it's a big deal. Get it? All right, I think that wraps up our show this week. We appreciate you guys listening to episode 4.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Hope you enjoy it. Leave us a comment below if you think Pete Davidson's penis is as magical as we think it is.
One in the chat if he's got a massive wiener, 2 if he's going to bed.
There you go. Perfect. 3 if
Thanks,
it's
guys.
both. Thanks.